Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about e-signature. E-signature allows for electronic documents to be stored and are generated by the system. It allows them to be signed and authorized virtually. It's often referred to as e-signature, but it has other terms like online signature and electronic signature. It's very helpful for automating your business processes, especially for working remotely. So with this, you can send, sign, and collect signatures. This information is captured and stored digitally, so no need for faxing, scans, or anything paper-based. Some of the features that may be useful to know. You can send documents to one or multiple recipients. They are legally binding. They comply with international e-signature laws, and they maintain a complete audit trail, as well as the data is secure with a 256-bit SSL encryption. There's a workflow attached and triggered, so we'll reach that person. It's available on mobile devices, so if you're not always working on a desktop or laptop, it is very helpful. The signed documents can be stored in your system for archival purposes. So, for example, if there may be physical documents that are no longer available, these will still be there. Recipients can sign the document from any browser as well. So e-signature is browser agnostic and it is set up signing authority order. So all of that is very helpful. What are some use cases for e-signature? A proof grantees, that's one. An executive change. Perhaps approving for releasing funds is another. Anything you can really think of that might require a signature. It can increase your transparency. It can also reduce paper, which for sustainability purposes, it's really quite helpful. We have 4 current e-signature providers: Synority, DocuSign, Adobe Sign, and SignEasy. Some of them are available internally. Some may require some integration management, so I'm going to walk through how I would manage that. I'm on the backup instance, and I tend to recommend trying anything you want to on backup first as a rule. But first, I would need to be a system administrator, and I need to go to my menu, and then from there, my global settings. Because we're integrating this either way, we would need to go to our integrations. If I was not sure where this was, I would start typing sign. I can see sign up pages, single sign on. Let's go to integrations. Here we can see under services settings, we have our online signature provider. All of these have different features available. Some of these you would require an account, so Adobe Sign, DocuSign, and so on. If you wanted to integrate a particular provider that you already have an account with, or you were planning to set up an account with, you can do that from here. What you would need to do is go to your integration key management. Create an integration key for that particular service. When we see our type here, we'll see that there's Adobe Sign, DocuSign, and SignEasy. So they're all available there. And if you were to do that, you would then, of course, enter in the details that you will receive from that provider and save in this case. I'm going to leave this for now. But when we get back here as well, if I was to leave it as Synority, I can update my username and the password and the from name. Synority is a free service, and presuming that I have all my details, I would enter those here and save. In this case, I'm going to move on from here and see how we put this into action. To put this into use, I can go to my request manager, and what I'll need to do is to make sure I have a web page view field already available, or if I'm creating it from new. I will work on that here. So for example, let's say I'm in configuration mode. I might just want to add a field internally. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a field at random, running this one email to the grant. And when I open this, I can use this plus icon to make a field appear directly beneath this one. So I'll do that now. And in this case, the field type I need to look at is from here. We would see special web page view. This one I'm going to call eSign. There's no harm to ever flag your field as test or not real data. From here, I'm going to keep it quite simple and I'll just use my sample template. Include that. And then from here, once I scroll down, you'll see that I have quite a lot of options available to me. But what I'm looking for is enable online signature. I can see now that if I don't have this set up, I will have this particular subscription. And I can see as well for HTML options, I can enable email as attachment, enable export, enable save to server. And if I wanted it to be exportable to Word, I can do that here too. I can also update the exported file name. So if you wanted it to be, for example, a grant agreement of some form, you can work with that here. And then when I go to use this, it will have those signature options available. I'm going to save that here and see if it works as intended. So I'm just going to reload my frame. There's my e-signature test. I can see it worked. Now I can also see up at the top, online signature appears here. So with this correctly configured, I would submit this document, it gets sent to the user, and then it's good to go. That's a brief introduction to e-signature. Please do feel free to send any questions to Platform Solutions, but I think it's a really helpful option, especially in a time when working remotely is going to be more and more helpful for people. So finding tools to do that and to manage it in a really sustainable way, I think is a great option. Thank you all for listening, and hopefully this was helpful.